Oh. 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 Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. I want you to visualize that you're going on a long road trip. And right as you begin this road trip, the people are packed, the car is packed. There's a symbol that comes up that says there's low tire pressure. How does the rest of the road trip feel? Okay, another visualization. You go into a fun house of some sort. You're at a carnival and you get into this maze, and you're trying to get into this maze, but you find that you're in this space that feels like it's getting smaller and smaller. You're all feeling that? Okay. Another visualization. You're trying to sleep at night because you have to get up for meaningful mornings. But you can't stop thinking about what happened that day, what you're doing with your life. You can resonate with that. To appreciate independence, one has to also appreciate dependence. One has to appreciate not being free. Like the low tire pressure, the small space, racing thoughts. I want you to think about the most important facets of your life. You're all thinking about this. Now think, what is the source of these important facets? How did they come to be? Where are they from? I was interviewed a few days ago about why I have a passion to share Sanatana Dharma, a passion to share Hindu philosophy. And my response was the trust triangle: divinity, map, guide. For Vivek, this trust triangle has its source in Bharat, in India. My notion of divinity I have learned through Sanatana Dharma. My map is my master, and my guides are my parents. So this trust triangle that I trust, that I depend on, has its genesis in Bharat. Bharat has come to be known as India. The word Bharata is made up of rata, which means to immerse, to revel. And Bha means light, existence, joy. Bharata is one who revels in their nature. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Raja Prithu, one of the greatest seekers, saviors, and particularly leaders, he is the one who cared for the earth so much that the earth came to be known as his daughter. Prithu's daughter is Prithvi. He shared with humanity that our responsibility is to follow dharma, facilitate dharma, and felicitate dharma. Follow your responsibilities, facilitate others' responsibilities, help them, and to felicitate, which means to celebrate, appreciate, encourage those who are following their responsibilities. As we reflect on India's 75th independence anniversary, we have been celebrating India's independence anniversary for at least 108 weeks. Today, our magic continues that India's independence happens to be our 108th week together. How all of that aligns, impossible to plan. We reflect on our Chinmay Mission pledge. We believe that the service of our country is the service of the Lord of Lords. What we have been doing together for 108 weeks is serving our Lord. What service does our Lord want? For us to follow, facilitate, and felicitate dharma. And in following or serving our Lord, we are serving our country. Today, please celebrate Bharata. Please remember the trust triangle that we are exposed to. The roots are in Bharat. Bharat can be a geographical space, but I've also shared that Bharat is to feel the light. I'm reading to you a portion of Pujya Swami Chinmayananda's writings about the past verse. In the same fashion, the ever pure infinite as the self becomes the enduring platform for the drama of sorrow that is expressed in the language of plurality, ceaselessly enacted by the infinite number of egos, helplessly repeating the parts ordered by their vasanas, gathered by them in the past. All that we are, all that we do, this is a projection. Another word for this is vikshepa. If there's a projection, there has to be a foundation. Scientifically, logically, a projection can't just float. It requires a foundation. Like watching a movie. If there's no screen, can you watch a movie? That screen is the foundation. The movie is the projection. If there's vikshepa, then there has to be that which is hidden, forgotten. This is what our nature is. In chapter 9, and really in our studies, at times, Sri Krishna is described as the causeless cause. Have you heard of that before? And that's fine, but it's not 100% accurate. The word cause has to be removed. Sri Krishna is causeless. That means he has no cause, and he also has not caused. He has not caused the individuality. And the only entity that's possible that has no cause is infinity. This amazing life message of Tattvamasi, divinity you are, is being shared in countless ways by Sri Krishna. Ujjwami Tejomayananda shared with us of all of the worldly examples that we try to use to understand the relationship between infinity and the individuality. The one that is most accurate is the snake rope example. Why? When we give the wave, ocean, water example, we still feel like there's a change in the water. We still see the movement, yes? In a snake rope example, we very much know that rope never changes. That snake is a projection, is vikshepa. How do we live this? Even though just knowing this theoretically, the vidya is moving, how do we experience this? The vijnana. One way, be Dhananjaya. What's the abbreviation for Dhananjaya again? Be Dan. The one who does not collect. Don't collect stuff. You collecting stuff means that you're going to try to create infinite joy. Don't collect. And asakta. Asakta means to give. Give of yourself so that you feel like you belong to more. I belong to more than my family, more than my community, more than society, more than humanity. To be one with animals. Finally, I will feel that I belong to infinity. Shri Krishna continues in verse 10. Maya dhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. I'll read the translation for the sake of simplicity. We'll reflect on this more tomorrow. Under me, as her supervisor, Prakriti produces the moving and the unmoving. Because of this, O Kaunteya, the world revolves. The implication of the Sanskrit, of the English, nature is illumined, ED, which means nature is finite, which means nature is incomplete. That which is incomplete can never, please feel this, never make you feel complete. Comparatively, Purusha. Here Sri Krishna uses the word adhyaksha, is illumination. Not illumined, but illumination. And how amazing illumination, today's Bharat's independence, I was talking about how that means light. That which is illumination is infinite. The infinite is complete. Only the complete can make us feel like we are complete. Again, the practices, Dhananjaya, Asakta. Stop collecting, start belonging. From inspiration to application. Your recent applications were to believe in aliens. How many of you tried? This is a practice in thinking big. And then you could have also reflected on a whole. How many of you tried this? This was a practice in reflecting on deep thinking, high thinking, deep thinking. Another application was, what virtue are you sharing? If you're not sharing a virtue, then is it a virtue? Think about this in terms of privilege. Suppose Vivek talks about all of the privilege he has, but if I don't share that to help others be privileged, then am I privileged? I feel like I'm the one who's needy then. Another application of yours was to not have emotions. Did you try? I came in last night late from Boston and things were really disorganized here, including the American phone I use for Instagram. So there was not enough power. So I'm powering this, but on Instagram, the phone is upside down. But really, I did this on purpose to test people's emotions. To test them to not be frustrated. Is it working? The power of not being emotional, this means that you're being an observer of the emotions. The observer is the one that's close to awareness. Your application for this morning is to be proud of your motherland, whatever that may be. But for all of us, at least part of our land is our motherland, which is Bharat. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be joy.